Hey friends, welcome back to your Independent Station and happy Thursday. On Thursdays, we talk about our parts of speech. So we spent a couple of weeks talking about nouns, and I know a lot of our friends are really good with this one now. Nouns are people, places, things, or ideas. So nouns are people, places, things, or ideas. We just started learning about adjectives, and adjectives are words that describe those nouns. So it's any word that's going to describe what it looks like, feels like, tastes like, smells like, what it sounds like. Those are adjectives. So an adjective describes a noun. So whenever I ask you to kind of like describe how something is or give an adjective to describe something, this is what I'm talking about. So for instance, if I was going to describe myself, I would say brunette. I would say short. I would say always has painted nails. There are a lot of different things, or smiling. There's a lot of different adjectives out there, but I can't just say smiling, so I would want to say smiling wide, or a big smile, and then my adjective would be wide or big. So there's a lot of different adjectives out there, and today what we're going to do is we are going to write some adjectives describing this pillow. So what I want to do first is talk about the shape of the pillow. So what's the shape of this pillow? Can you say it out loud? What adjective describes the shape of this pillow? Good, it's a square pillow. So we're going to write down square. So that's one adjective that describes it. So this pillow is square. What color is on the back? Yeah, good, it's like a pink or an orange, kind of like a coral. I heard a lot of friends say orange, so we'll go with orange. Oops, my goodness, I almost wrote range. Orange, which that's kind of cool because range is hidden inside of that word orange. And then what's on the bottom? Can you guys see what's here? I'll try to undo it for you. What is this? Yeah, good. It's zippered. So I will say we'll call it a zipped pillow because right now it's zipped shut. So this pillow is zipped shut. What can we describe about the way it feels? Ooh, how does the pillow feel when you hug it? Good. I heard a lot of friends say fluffy. Fluffy is another great adjective or describing word. Awesome. Do pillows make a sound? Not really. I guess they kind of make like a squishy sound. But if they don't really make a sound, we could say that they are silent. So this is a silent pillow. And silent would be my adjective. And then what about the way it smells? I know you guys can't smell it, but I promise you it smells clean. So I might describe this as a clean pillow. Clean. Awesome. So here's a list of some adjectives. So I have a square pillow with an orange back. It's a zipped shut pillow. And actually we can use a little dash there, and that's how we know that that's going to be our adjective. It's a zipped shut pillow. It's also a clean pillow. The pillow is fluffy, and it is silent because it doesn't make a sound. Awesome. At the end of the video, when you do your book survey, I'm going to ask you to think of an adjective to describe chocolate. So that's going to be what I'm going to ask you to do at the end. I'm going to ask you to think of an adjective to describe chocolate. And if you can think of more than one adjective, that would be amazing. So we're going to hop back into our book, and we're actually almost done. Take a look at this. So we're going to hop back in, and we know the last thing was John took his dad to the candy store, and the candy store had a for sale sign stuck in it. And so John, he sounds a little bit crazy. So his dad said, I think we need to go to Dr. Cranium. Dr. Cranium was a busy man. As luck would have it, however, he was able to see Mr. Midas and John almost at once. Well, said Dr. Cranium. And how are we getting along now, John? Have we cut down on our candy, eh? How do you do? John responded dully. Apparently he's had a bad day, Dr. Cranium, Mr. Midas said. Trouble at school, you know, and a little accident at a birthday party. What I'm worried about is that he keeps saying that everything he puts into his mouth turns into chocolate. No more than a nursery fantasy, I'm sure, Dr. Cranium said to Mr. Midas. Well, John, he went on, looking down with a smile, suppose you tell me in your own words what the matter seems to be. So when he's asking, what does the matter seem to be, he's asking him, like, tell me what the problem is. Like, you say it. I heard your dad say it, but now I want to hear it in your words. Everything I put in my mouth turns to chocolate, John explained. Everything I eat and everything I drink changes into chocolate. I'm thirsty and I'm getting a pain. Ugh, a bad one, I think. Dr. Cranium sighed patiently and invited John to open his mouth. Say ah. Ah, John said. Dr. Cranium peered into John's mouth briefly and gave a low whistle of surprise. This chocolate eating simply has to stop. He went to a supply cabinet. I don't think there's any time to be lost, he told Mr. Midas. I'm going to give the boys some of my own special compound. Dr. Cranium's elixir, I call it. Never fails. Dr. Cranium selected a large bottle from one of the cabinets crowded the shelves. He removed the top from the bottle. He got a spoon from another shelf. He filled the spoon with an oily, greenish, yellowish medicine that had yellowish, reddish lights glinting in it. It doesn't taste very pleasant, Dr. Cranium warned John in a pleasant tone of voice, but I'm sure it'll do the trick. Clear the stomach and you'll clear the mind. That's what I always say. Dr. Cranium offered John the brimful spoon. Ugh, must I? John asked his father. I know it'll turn to chocolate. So we're going to stop for a second because Dr. Cranium said, you know what? You're going to need something stronger than what I've been giving you, okay? You're really going to need this elixir, which is like a tonic, but even more medicine in it. It doesn't taste good, but I think it's going to work. So now he's poured it onto the spoon and it's completely full and he's about to give it to John. And John said, ugh, do I seriously need to do this? Like, gross. It's just going to turn to chocolate anyways. Go on, Mr. Midas nodded encouragingly. Drink it down. So take a look at this illustration because this is going to show us what's going to happen next. We see John has it in his mouth and he's spitting it out. It looks brown, but I'm not sure if it's turning to chocolate or not because this bottle also looks like it has some brown liquid. But look at the doctor's expression and look at the dad's expression. The dad looks a little bit worried, but the doctor looks shocked or surprised in kind of a negative way. And so I'm wondering if it did turn to chocolate or not. John took the spoon between his lips. Ugh, the medicine turned to chocolate. The spoon turned to chocolate. John choked and sputtered, and chocolate syrup spurted from his mouth. Dr. Cranium dropped the spoon in alarm. When it stuck to the white tiled floor, the chocolatey handle snapped into several pieces. Mercy, said Dr. Cranium. I've never seen anything like it. The boy's whole system seems to be so chocolatified that it chocolatifies everything it touches. After he had recovered somewhat, the doctor went on. I believe that this must be an unprecedented case of chocolatitis. I shall call it Cranium's disease. I shall want to make an exhaustive study of the child. I think John has had enough excitement for one day, Mr. Midas said. So the doctor's like, whoa, this is something completely new to me. This is absolutely crazy. I'm going to become famous for this. So the doctor's not really too worried about making John better. He just kind of wants to become famous for discovering a new illness. And he's calling it chocolatitis. And he said everything that John eats chocolatifies. So he put it in his mouth and it chocolatifies. So I have a couple of questions for you today, okay? The first one is I want you to think of an adjective to describe chocolate. So what word describes chocolate to you? And I also want you to tell me, what do you think it means? What do you think the word chocolifies mean? What does it mean to chocolifiy something? Because that's what Dr. Cranium says happens every time John puts it in his mouth. So you have a little bit of time right now. You're going to answer those 2 questions. You're going to have them down in the description below, or you can get to it by going to my schedule. See you soon. Bye.